All right, welcome everybody to our Essential Oils Made Easy call. Thanks for taking time out of your evening to be on here with us. We're just going to take a quick second to introduce ourselves briefly and share a little bit of the background of how about all this oily craziness got started. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Amy. My family and I live in northern Wisconsin, my husband and our two girls, and we love being together and we love being outside and we love our oils. We're an oily family. Our oil journey got started about 7 years ago, and it was my mom who introduced me to oils. And at the time I was having recurring bladder infections that were antibiotic resistant, and I was at the end of my rope. And so my mom had her oils brand new to her, and she mixed up this little recipe, and I had relief from my symptoms. And I was really surprised by that. And I told her, I need some of those. I definitely need some of those. So in the process, you know, we've added 2 people to our family, and a lot has happened, and we've been through different chapters of life and seasons of life. And the bottom line is this: even though I'm speaking specifically to our season of life, it applies to any season of life. I can't imagine our daily lives without essential oils. I can't imagine surviving pregnancy and labor and motherhood and all the things, just daily life, without being able to use our oils. We all know to reach from them, reach for them. Our girl, I just caught our youngest turned 1 today, and I caught her with her little roller, putting it on her pacifier. She put her copaiba on her pacifier for her teething today, and she's sitting down putting oils on her feet. I just love it so much. So I want other people to know that they have an option if they want. If they choose to do something at home as a first line of caring for their wellness, they can. And I want people to know they have that option because it's completely changed everything for us. Okay, go ahead, Mom. Oh, wait, you're muted. I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. I'm here. So about 7 years ago, like Amy said, I was introduced to doTERRA essential oils, and it was actually lemon essential oil by a healthcare practitioner, and I was blown away by the purity. The 1 drop of oil that she gave me smelled and tasted just like fresh sliced lemons. I knew right away that essential oils would become the cornerstone of physical and mental health in our home. In fact, I went home and woke up my husband and said, oh my gosh, this is the missing piece. So I bought a beginner's bundle and I began to study more about why and how we would use them. And before I knew it, I was giving them to other people too and teaching them, like Amy, right? So since then, I've used oils helping young moms give birth, and I helped my mother die using essential oils. And it was a really sweet process, I have to say. So in between, I've learned how I can use the oils and the supplements to transform my overweight and overstressed body into a new me, healthier, thinner, and more relaxed. Like Amy, my passion is all about education. I'm at my best when I'm walking with people shoulder to shoulder who want to make a change in their current health situation. And I'm really happy you're all here with us tonight.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. We've got a PowerPoint here for a visual, and then we can get started with that, okay? All right, so if you guys could give me a thumbs up when you can see that, okay, that will really help me. Okay, perfect, thanks. Okay, so this is our Essential Oils Made Easy class. You have heard a little bit from us, but really our goal here, our mission, is to empower you and to really help you understand the basics of oils. This is not an exhaustive training. We're gonna dip your toes in, help you understand the basics. For some of you, it might be a really great refresher. I honestly feel like I learn when I attend one of these. But the bottom line is, you're gonna learn about oils in a way that helps you make an informed decision for yourself and your family. Okay, so what we're gonna talk about the 3 cool things about oils, 3 ways to use your doTERRA oils, some of the most popular and versatile ones, and how to get oils in your home. Okay, so this is what we're gonna start with. I need you to pull up your phone to whoever invited you. Okay, let me say this again. Grab your phone. I need you to pull up a text message. And you're gonna send that text message to whoever invited you to this class. If you don't have the number, we can put them in the chat box. Okay, so pull up that text message, put the appropriate oil girl in there, and here's what you're gonna put in the body of that text message. It's gonna be your top 1 to 3 health concerns or health goals. And if that means nothing to you, the question that my mom, I think is brilliant, is if you could wake up tomorrow morning and have 1 to 3 things about your physical or mental health be different, what would it be? Okay, so just take a second to think about that. Put that in the body of the text. You might put something for your family members. And when you're done with that, you can hit send. It could also be a Facebook message if that's where you've got contact info, okay? While you're working on that, I want to explain why we start here, why this is important. The bottom line is that natural things, essential oils included, can be a little overwhelming to some people. When you get started, it's like, where do I begin? What does this look like? And so part of what we love to be able to do is make it simple, straightforward, and not overwhelming. And in order to do that, we need to know the kinds of things you want to work on and work towards in your life and in your wellness, okay? So this helps us help you better and really be able to break down like a specific protocol and oils that would be helpful, okay? I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna give you a second to wrap that up and then we can keep moving along.
I just
Hey,
realized
can you
I'm
say
like,
one more thing? What am I supposed to text?
Your top 1 to 3 health goals or health concerns. Could be for you or anyone in your family. Things that you'd love to work on oils with.
All right, perfect, thanks.
I just realized I logged in on your account, but
It seems to be working okay. Will the real Amy Baumitz please stand up?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so while you guys are finishing that up, what we're gonna start with are the 3 cool things about essential oils.
So get your little samples out. Here we go. The first cool thing about doTERRA essentials oils is that they're 100% natural and safe. There's nothing added to the oil or taken away from it. They're just simply pure essential oils with no side effects and no addictions. They're safe for babies, children, adults, and the elderly. Oils are extracted from plants that have amazing health benefits. A pure oil is about 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So what that actually means is 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to drinking 28 cups of peppermint tea. So you can see they're really potent. To help you guys feel how powerful doTERRA essential oils are, let me give you an experience with one of the most important essential oils, peppermint. So if you have one of these tiny little quarter drams, you're going to take the lid off and you're just going to tap on the bottom gently. Just tap, tap, tap a couple times. If you have the big bottle, just pour it and until, tip it until 1 drop comes out. So you're going to dab your thumb into the oil and you're going to hold the thumb to the roof of your mouth. Wow. And then the other way we'll use it is by rubbing it between the palms of our hands and then cupping our hands together and breathing in deeply. While you're doing that, be sure not to get it close to your eyes because it might make them water. And if you ever get an oil like peppermint in your eye, on your lip, or on a sensitive part of your body, just use a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil and apply it directly to the affected area because it'll take away the sting or the heat really fast. You can actually use a lot of different carrier oils, like even olive oil in a bind. The reason we use fractionated coconut oil is that it's really good for your skin and it doesn't leave an oily residue. Now take your hands and rub them on the back of your neck. That should feel amazing and cooling. And you can see how powerful these are. So what I love about these oils also is a CPTG standard, which means certified pure therapeutic grade. It means that these oils are completely pure and potent. Pure means there are no foreign contaminants or fillers, and potent means that each plant was grown in a part of the world where that plant grows best, resulting in the absolute best chemistry for that plant. When you have the ideal natural chemistry, the essential oil extracted does exactly what we want it to do for our health. So that's the first cool thing about essential oils, 100% natural and safe. And just to recap on peppermint's awesomeness, it's energizing, it opens up your airways, it's great for fevers or hot flashes because it cools the body, and it provides wonderful relief for headaches if you put a little right here.
Okay, let's talk about the second cool thing about essential oils. All right, so they are more effective than many modern approaches to health problems. So before we move on, do we have any medical professionals on the call with us? Just raise your hand for me if we've got. Okay, so I don't think I see, well, Shannon, So the reason I asked that is because medical professionals have way more schooling than the average person, and they're just way smarter. Okay, so we're going to biology 101. We're going to make it really simple and really break it down. Okay, so let's say this is a cell in your body, and we know that cells have oily membranes, right? The cell membrane protects the cell. It keeps all the good things in and all the bad things out. So two of the things that are harmful to our cells are bacteria and viruses. Bacteria usually form on the outside of the cell, and viruses duplicate, right? And duplicate the DNA on the inside of the cell. All you have to remember is bacteria on the outside, virus on the inside. All right, so let's say you went to a doctor with a bacterial infection. What would he or she probably recommend for you? An antibiotic, right? Okay, so, and after 7 to 10 days of that antibiotic, it would probably clear up the infection, but unfortunately it comes with side effects too, wreaking havoc on your gut and your immune system and your hormones, all right? So now if you have a virus like a cold or the flu, what would he or she say? There's not much I can do for you, right? Not so much. Go home, rest, drink water. The reason why is because most modern medication and modern recommendations are going to be water-based and they're synthetic, okay? So they do not, right? Oil and water do not mix. They cannot penetrate the cell membrane to where that virus is, all right? And they frequently come with side effects and addictions on top of it. All right, so that's not going to work so well when it comes to the duplication of the virus. However, essential oils are different. They are oil-based, which means they can permeate the cell membrane and they can work on a cellular level without side effects or addictions and help with the virus. And not only that, they're also very effective for bacteria as well, okay? So that is why they are often more effective than modern approaches to health problems, okay? So that's the second cool thing about essential oils. They're so effective. Let's talk quickly about On Guard. I love this oil. This is all about promoting healthy immune function. It is very soothing for a sore throat if you have one. I love it for that, and it's a very cleansing. So that could be for your home if you want to be cleaning things, or even for your hands, a hand sanitizer or a hand soap, anything like that. So I love how protective this blend is.
So the third cool thing about essential oils is that they are more affordable than traditional medical care. Let me explain. Who can tell me what their copay is for visiting the doctor? You can just put it in the chat box if you want. So type that in there and I'm just going to keep going. I want you to keep it in your mind. And if your doctor gave you a prescription for an antibiotic, how much would it cost you to fill that prescription? And again, you can put it in the chat box. So even if you have amazing insurance, you're still going to have to factor in the gas to get to the appointment, time off of work, exposure to other germs, which is really important right now, maybe a sitter for your other kids so they don't get exposed at the doctor's office, etc. Even if you use your oils all day long for 10 days, it's still more affordable than going to the doctor and getting a prescription that won't work for a viral infection. I just want to point out that I'm super grateful for good medical care. If we need to go to the doctor, of course we do that. But if we can handle it home, we like to start there. So for example, if someone in my family, you all know I have a slew of grandbabies. If someone has ear discomfort, we rub 2 drops of lavender and 2 drops of tea tree around their ear. And then we apply a warm compress and repeat as necessary over 2 to 3 days to get those eustachian tubes opened up and the drainage to release. The application of those oils costs us about 64 cents each time. Do the math, it's not much over the period of 2 to 3 days. We actually save hundreds of dollars a year in medical costs because of essential oils. You can't afford not to use a natural solution. That is why essential oils are more affordable than traditional medical care. And that's the third cool thing about essential oils. And I'm going to just hit on lavender for a minute. It's a great oil to use topically. We refer to it as the Swiss Army knife of oils because it does so many things. It's great for calming your mind when you feel stress and anxiety. It helps with burns, bug bites, and bee stings, really important right now. And it's a natural antihistamine.
All right, so there's the 3 cool things about essential oils. They're 100% natural and safe. They are incredibly effective and they're super affordable. All right, so now let's talk about the 3 ways that you can use your doTERRA oils. All right, so the first is going to be aromatic. I need everybody to do me a favor, and I need you to take your fingers and just pinch, just rest them right above the bridge of your nose. So right under your fingers there, that's your olfactory nerve. You can take your hands down so you don't have to look silly. Okay, so the olfactory nerve sends messages to the limbic system in your brain, which in turn sends messages to your entire body. Sometimes people think it's really hokey to say that essential oils, just by smelling them, can affect your whole body. I would be one of those, I've been one of those, but let me just illustrate. When you go to the dentist and you need to be sedated, they don't give you a pill or a shot. Many times they offer you laughing gas and they ask you to breathe that through a mask. And in as little as 30 seconds of breathing in that synthetic compound through the mask, it triggers your olfactory nerve, which sends messages to your limbic system in your brain, which sends messages to your whole body, and you start to relax and even feel euphoric. Aroma is one of the fastest ways to access the brain. And this happens exactly the same way with natural compounds found in essential oils. So when we breathe in the natural compounds in essential oils, they hit our olfactory nerve, go to our brain, and go to our whole body. And again, this is happening in as little as 30 seconds. All right, so there are a few ways that you can use your oils aromatically. One is a diffuser. You can see one on the screen here in that little circle. You could also breathe them in right from your hands like we did the peppermint, or even just smell it right out of the bottle. Okay, so let's have a quick oil experience right now. I want you to grab your wild orange. If you've got a big bottle, great. If you've got your little one, grab that. And go ahead, and we're gonna put some in the palm of our hand again. So you can do little taps on the bottom for the little bottle, or a whole drop or two if you've got the big bottle. And all I want you to do is rub your hands together, cup it over your face, and take a deep breath. Okay, I call wild orange liquid happiness. It smells so good. But you know what the natural compounds in wild orange, what they're good for? They're good for uplifting your mood, for stress, amen, and for depression, okay? So this is one that's so great and easy to have with you all the time. So that's the first way to use your oils, aromatically.
The second way to use your essential oils is topically. You can actually apply them directly to your skin. For children and people with sensitive skin, you'll want to dilute the oils with fractionated coconut oil. It's just as effective. It just takes a little bit longer to absorb, so you won't feel that tingly sensation. You can even apply oils to the bottom of your feet, including babies' feet, and it doesn't bother them. The skin on the bottom of your feet is not sensitive, and the oil absorbs very quickly into the bloodstream. It's a great way to get oils into your system fast. And that's the second way to use essential oils topically.
Okay, and the third way with doTERRA oils is internally. Okay, so doTERRA essential oils are not only safe to take internally, they are recommended. The CPTG standard means that these oils are medicinal grade and they are completely safe to ingest, unlike most other brands. You could put them right in your mouth. You could drink them in your water. Use a glass or a stainless steel container if you're gonna do that. And if you don't like the taste, you could put them in a veggie capsule, which is like an empty little pill, and you can concoct your own little natural remedy and take it that way. Some things that would be good for an internal application of oils: digestive support, weight management, even support for some inflammation that might be going on, and even a cold or flu, like for extra immune support, okay? So that's the third way to use your doTERRA oils internally. All right, so aromatically, topically, internally. You guys are like oil experts now. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to walk through some of like the must-have oils, most popular, most versatile oils. We've already talked about lavender, peppermint, and On Guard, and we're going to go through some of our other favorite ones.
So lemon, this is the one I fell in love with, guys. It's a cleanser for the body. So put it in your water, a few drops in your glass or stainless steel container all day long. I start my day off with a warm mug of water and a couple drops of lemon. Just really gets everything awake, my mood, my digestive system. It's a great thing. But you can also use it as a cleanser for your home. Just a few drops in a spray bottle, and you've got a great countertop cleaner for your kitchen, your bathroom, any of your surfaces. And the best thing about lemon is it's great for removing stickers. So if you have Goo Gone in your house, take it to Goodwill, give it to somebody else. You've got your lemon oil. It does the trick. It won't harm anybody. And the stickers on like glass frames or stickers that a child or a grandchild put where it shouldn't be, this will be your jam.
Frankincense is like the king of oils. Okay, so it promotes calm feelings. It's very good for your mood. It's good for your brain. Frankincense, the chemical constituents in there can actually pass the blood-brain barrier. So brain fog and mood, clarity, even migraines, very supportive for that. It's considered an anti-aging oil. It's so good for your skin. Add it to your skincare routine, or even put it on a spot like a scar or an area that you'd really like to improve the appearance of. Okay. And third, it just helps cells perform optimally, which sounds vague, but cells are the building blocks of our body. So if they're performing well, we're doing well. And it's very important to have support for helping your cells replicate and die off appropriately.
So digestion. Last time I checked, everyone on this call has a belly and everybody has a stomach inside it. And when that is not working well, when you have an owie there, ain't nobody happy. So this blend is a digestive blend that relieves upset stomach, helps with motion sickness or nausea. So even if you're like, well, I don't ever have a problem with gas, or I don't ever overeat or over drink, to have this available if somebody has the stomach flu in your house, amazing. Really almost instantaneously, you put a drop on your hand, rub it around your belly, and there's relief. People who have chronic digestive issues use this at mealtime to help with their whole digestive process.
A deep blue. This is like essential oil icy hot. It's very soothing for achy muscles and joints. You could use it if you have something that's ongoing and to offer relief, or you could use it maybe before physical activity and after to help offset any aggravation, anything that might be aggravated. Okay. And it is a really good one for head tension. You know, by the end of the day, I'm holding all my tension in my neck and shoulders, and I like to put this one on my neck and shoulders before I go to bed. It has this amazing warming and cooling sensation and helps me let go of some of that so I can unwind for the evening.
And breathe. Breathe Respiratory Blend is amazing to help the lungs and the sinuses. So whether you need it because you're about to go out for a run and you feel like you want to give yourself a little kickstart, drop on your hand, drop on your chest, or maybe you love somebody who's a bad snorer and you want to help them keep their airways open at night, you can dab a little bit below the nose and over the sinuses. It promotes clear breathing day and night, and it's also helpful for people who deal with seasonal allergies from what's blowing around in the air.
All right, last one to touch on is wild orange. I know you had a chance to experience this one, but let's just talk a little bit more. It is very energizing. It's kind of like an instant little pick-me-up, invigorating, uplifting. And a fun little tip about this one is this is also a really good one in your water for your digestive system, and to be able to support your body in that way.
So I mentioned in my introduction about myself that I had lost a significant amount of weight. And I just feel like I need to include a little bit about this product. It's called LLV, or the Lifelong Vitality Pack. It's doTERRA's supplement line. And if I were stranded on a desert island and I could only have one of these products with me, for sure, absolutely, it would be the LLV. More people have gotten off prescription and over-the-counter drugs with the LLV than any other product doTERRA offers. Let me tell you what it does. It helps with three things. It reduces pain and inflammation, it gives you more energy, and it helps you with your mood. doTERRA feels so strongly about it that they give a full money-back guarantee, even if you've used all of it. If after 30 days you don't have less pain, more energy, and a better mood, you can return the empty bottles and get your money back. It's a no-risk deal, and I always start off with LLV.
Okay, let's talk about the three different ways that you can purchase oils. The first way here is at retail. And honestly, nobody buys at retail because it's the most expensive way to buy oils. The only time you would is maybe if you were at a chiropractor's office, a spa, or another professional setting. The second way is wholesale. It's kind of like having a Costco card where you have an annual membership that gives you access to doTERRA's amazing products at the best prices, right? So with doTERRA, when you have that wholesale membership, it allows you to buy at 25% below retail price. And the third way, and the only way I buy my oils, is below wholesale. It's the smartest way to buy your oils. It's the best bang for your buck. We'll talk a little bit more about this later. There's a couple different ways to go about getting your products below wholesale. First, I just want to talk about this slide should say what you can expect from us. Anytime you say yes to being, letting us be your oil girl, what that looks like is along with any oils you are going to receive, you will receive a welcome packet, which includes some goodies and some samples, some fun things for helping you get started. A personal consultation, this is super important. This is where we map out a 30 and sometimes a 60 and 90-day plan to make, take the guesswork out of it for you and make it really clear, okay? You get access to a really fun VIP education group with great community. You can ask a question in there 24/7 and get great feedback, and also really fun giveaways, education resources, all the good stuff. And then the ongoing support. We do this full time. We love what we do. We're committed to showing up for our customers and serving them well. All right, so we're going to take a look here at two of the most popular kits that doTERRA puts together. Okay, so as you've learned about the different things that oils can do, you might be thinking like, wow, I didn't even realize you could use an oil for that. I didn't know that, right? So doTERRA wants to support you. We want to support you in like overall health and wellness. So our goal isn't really that you would have like just one bottle of oil for when you have a blemish or maybe for when your knee hurts. Because what happens when somebody is having trouble with allergies or a cold or a rash or the flu or a headache, right? Those kinds of things. We want you to have natural solutions that you could reach for pretty much anything that comes up that are safe, effective, and affordable. Again, with no side effects, all right? So doTERRA puts together these kits that are cheaper than if you would buy the oils individually. This is one of the ways that you can purchase below wholesale. So if you add up the cost of all the oils, the kits will almost always be cheaper, all right? And it gives everything you need right at your fingertips, including a wholesale membership and all the support from us. So we're gonna look at two of our favorite ones. The first here, this is my favorite. This is the Healthy Start. It comes with the top 10 oils. They're 5 milliliter size bottles. You get about 88 drops of each oil and the Breve diffuser. This one is gonna be 160.
And I really favor the Healthy Habits Kit because it has what I talked about earlier. It has the supplements. It has the deep blue oil that Amy talked about, but it's in a rub form. So it's a lotion, easy to put on, easy to pop that cap. And then 5 essential oils and 5 mil. Oh, I forgot to say there's Tearzyme, digestive enzyme, which don't even get us started. When we talk about gut health, we get all geeky. And then 5 milliliter bottles of essential oils. On Guard, frankincense, lemon, lavender, and balanced grounding blend. This kit is a great start for people who want to start building that healthier foundation and improve the root cause of their body issues. This one costs $195.
Melissa, go ahead.
Well,
Oh, that's okay. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what you can expect now from us, so that you know, right? You're going to hear from whoever you texted or sent a message to. And that's not so we can stalk you or bother you. It's so that we can make sure you have your questions answered, talk about some specific things that would be helpful, start that back and forth a little bit, okay? We'll do it very respectfully and helpfully. Is that a word? We'll use our handy dandy little reference book, and based on the things that you shared with us, we can look up oils that would be helpful and kind of talk about a potential game plan. Okay, so that's kind of how we go about that. I'm going to take just a second here to make sure that nobody had any questions that came up while we're all on together. Okay. Hi, Lil. Okay, perfect. Well, that's good. Okay, so let's talk really quickly about we have an invitation for you. We are trying something. We're doing something new tonight. All right, so you ready for this? We wanted to invite you to stay on with us in this Zoom room if you would like. And here's what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to take the next 10 minutes to talk just a little bit about the other aspect of doTERRA, which is the opportunity to share oils with other people. A lot of people are curious about what it looks like or could look like. And this is honestly just the easiest way to explain it. And also some of you are just kind of like, could I get my oils paid for? I really love my oils. All right. I want to be able to afford as many oils as I want. So you can stay, you can listen for 10 minutes and see if this is right for you. And if you want to leave, you can do that. And that's totally fine. Okay. So if you want to hang with us, go ahead and hang. And if you want to hop off, go ahead. It's totally pressure free. All right. I can promise you though, if you stay, that you'll be really glad you did, because it'll be fun. And at the very least, you'll learn something new. I think you'll be surprised at what you learn. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to,
if you were with us in person, we'd have some kind of an awesome treat. So just imagine that you're eating wild orange power bites. Just imagine the awesome experience you'd be having nibbling on that.
It would be so fun. Okay, let me get my screen ready and I will share my screen. And then I'm going to ask you guys again if you can see that, okay? Because I always have to ask. Okay, give me a thumbs up when you guys can see that, okay?
I'm bringing Bad Bob in, okay?
There he is. Okay, so the bottom line is we really do love what we do. We love our oils, but it's a privilege to take any amount of time to share with others about the other aspect of what we get to do. I want to talk about 3 goals, a little bit of groundwork for our time together on this call. Okay, so goal number 1 would be that we, the people presenting, would be able to talk openly and authentically about the business side of doTERRA, right? I hope that you will see and know our hearts behind what we're sharing. And I know that this can be sometimes a tricky topic for people, but let's just do our best to kind of set that aside for 10 minutes and just have a really honest conversation about it. Okay, so this leads me to our next goal, goal number 2, that you would be able to decide for yourself if this is a good fit or not. There's no pressure. I hope that's clear. This is an open invitation. You can ask questions, you can engage, and you can interact without worrying that we're writing your number down, right? You're in the driver's seat. You get to pick what you want, all right? And goal number 3 in our time is to give you clarity in a basic overview. This is not complex or super in-depth, but in order for you to decide if this is potentially a good fit for you or not, you kind of need to learn some of the ins and outs of what it looks like, okay? So not exhaustive, but I think you're gonna leave with some clarity, okay? All right.
So in doTERRA, we have found that there are typically 3 types of people. The first type is people who just love their products and they love using them. And that would be the wellness lifestyle. Next, there are people who share about their oils because they want their mom and their best friend and their aunt to have them too. They share enough to get their oils paid for. And then there are people who build a doTERRA business. These people want to earn an income and make an impact. These are people who want to put the time and intention toward building their business. Some build to supplement their income, and others work to replace it. And I guess what we wanted to say is, what kind of person are you? Where do you fit in? How would you identify yourself? It's totally okay if you bought your oils to live that wellness lifestyle. That's totally where I started for about 46 hours until people were calling me and asking me to help them. And then it kind of changed. It changed for me, and it changes for others too, because you start to share without realizing it. People notice that you're using your oils and they start asking about them. And then there are people that have had that success with sharing, and then they start to build a business. So I wanted to tell you a little bit more about that. When I was making that transition from being a sharer to a builder with doTERRA, this story really stood out to me. This is about the different ways to earn money. This story is to help you think in a fresh way about earning income. So there was a man who lived in a vision, and his job was hauling buckets of water. It was a super hard job. He had to walk many miles. It was hot. The buckets were heavy. He'd bring the buckets of water back to his village, and he would sell them. He sold them to people who needed it. And as he went on, he realized it was a super hard job. He wasn't getting any younger, and he really couldn't take any time off from what he was doing. He thought, I can't help my wife or children if they get sick, or if I'm sick, we're not going to earn any money at all. And this got his wheels spinning. So he would work all day at his job, and at night he would dig his pipeline. And after years, he had a pipeline that went from the water source to the village. And then anytime someone needed water, they could just come and get it. So it didn't matter if he was sleeping or taking time off, or if someone was sick at home and he needed to be with them. He was making money this way because of the pipeline. He didn't have to haul those buckets anymore. This parable is the difference between trading your time for money in a traditional job or earning true residual income.
Okay, so let's take just a minute here to consider, where are you, right? So we've got a traditional job here on the left side, and that's a little bit more about typically trading hours for dollars. Even if you're on a salary, right? You're clocking in, you're clocking out. If you're not working, you're not receiving an income, right? And this is, let's just be really clear, a job is a huge blessing. It is something to be very grateful for all the time. It's just not necessarily the ticket to financial freedom for most of us, okay? Because with a traditional job, there's a limit on advancements or earnings, right? You can't just keep going. There's typically a ceiling on what you can do. And time freedom. You don't decide when you get to go on vacation or how long you stay. It's dictated typically by somebody else. And you're also oftentimes going to be building somebody else's dreams. And overall, it's theirs and you're kind of just a part of it. And sometimes that comes at the sacrifice of potentially your own dream of what that could look like. Okay, so then on the right side, let's talk about the doTERRA opportunity, authentically doing direct sales. And this is about true residual income. This is income that pays you when you're sleeping, when you're taking time off, when you're taking care of a sick relative, when you're, attending something that really needs to be dealt with, like real life things. In this case, it's the kind of thing that income that comes in when the world has shut down, okay? So there are no limits on advancements. You can climb the doTERRA ladder as high as you want, whatever rung you want to end up. And you can actually climb it over and over again. You can do it multiple times if you choose to, which is really interesting, okay? You make your own schedule. You can work when your kids are sleeping. You can work when somebody's napping. You can work when it's a rainy day instead of a sunny day. Okay, so it's your own business and you have control over it. And this allows space for your other priorities and passions when you're able to kind of be in charge of that, okay? So let's just take a second to consider, like, why doTERRA? Like, what's the big deal here? Okay, so there are a lot of opportunities, and I personally feel that doTERRA is the best. That's why we've chosen it. That's why we're 7 years in. We really have loved every minute of this decision. But the bottom line is they are the most tested and most trusted oils on the market. They have over 8.5 million customers, and doTERRA is used by doctors and hospitals worldwide. Johns Hopkins, there's some really incredible partnerships and collaborations. doTERRA is the largest essential oil company in the world. Okay, so they had a growth rate similar to Apple. So Apple reached 1 billion in 7 years, and doTERRA did the same in the same amount of time. Okay. People love their doTERRA products. We say it all the time. If I never sold another bottle of oil, this would always be what I use for my family from here on out. I love them. I can't get enough, right? So record-breaking retention rate of 65%. Okay, so if you look at this industry, only about 13% of other companies' customers are ordering on a yearly basis, okay? So with doTERRA, literally people can't stop ordering because doTERRA is replacing their healthcare options, right, for them, and it's working to help improve their daily life. doTERRA creates partnerships with growers around the world, and the heart of this company is really meaningful to me, the integrity and also how they've worked really hard to do this in a sustainable way in the practice of harvesting essential oils that benefits everybody who touches the oil from the very beginning to all the way to us. It benefits everybody all along the way. Nobody's being taken advantage of. It's a privately owned company. They are debt-free and no outside funding.
So you're probably wondering, like, well, then how do I make money doing this? It's a process, but it's simple, tried, and true. We give samples of these tiny little vials of essential oils. We probably mailed you some. We give them to people. We teach them and show them how the oils can work for very basic things going on in the family. So things could be lack of sleep, needing better energy, a sore back, headaches. You catch my drift. So then when they've had an oil experience, we invite them to a class and we teach them 3 cool things about essential oils. And then you help them pick out a kit to get started with oils in their own home. The next step would be to support them with education, help them with what they have, help them to order, and all this adds up to help them take their wellness journey to a whole new level.
This slide shows some of the different income opportunities. There are many different options here, and where you want to be is totally up to you. We all start at the bottom, and some people really like to aim for maybe some of the first 2 or 3 ranks, right? They want their oils paid for every month. They want free natural healthcare. And some people maybe want more, maybe to be at the rank of silver or gold or platinum, and they want to supplement their income or even begin to replace their income. And then people who are really replacing their income and moving into the space where you can make a huge impact in the areas that you have passion, you know, maybe that's an organization or whatever that might look for you, that would be diamond and above. Okay. So my question to you is to just think about where you would want to land. You don't have to stop, but you should know your initial goal. Maybe it's 500 a month, maybe it's 5,000 a month, but it's important to kind of know what that would be for you. Okay, so we're going to take a minute. My dad is going to share first, and I'm going to share too. We're going to just talk a little bit about what doTERRA has meant for us in these seasons of life. So, Dad, you go ahead.
All right. As Melissa stated earlier, she started on this journey in March of 2013. So a little over 7 years ago. And she and I can both chuckle when we think the first commission check that she got from doTERRA was less than $4. I could go back and look, I'm her CPA, but it was under $4. And I surprised Melissa recently by saying that in the month of April, and then she's paid in May, her gross income was greater than mine. And I don't think she had any idea. She was a little surprised by that. And we don't expect that to change. We just expect it to keep growing for her. So her doTERRA commission income has become a very significant part of our financial puzzle. Three points along with that is it has allowed us to pay our home mortgage off years early. It has allowed her to fund her IRA almost to the maximum every year, which has allowed us, the third thing is to really feel like our retirement plans are going to work out the way we'd like them to with much more security. And again, make no mistake about it, Melissa works very, very hard at what she does, but I'm, extremely proud of what she's built. One little side note, today's our 37-year wedding anniversary, and Melissa treated me to dinner. So, that's another plug for doTERRA. But Melissa's passion is absolutely helping people and helping people be healthy. And together, Melissa and doTERRA have made an unbeatable combination.
I love that. Thanks, Dad. Okay, so for us, we jumped into doTERRA, Gary and I, again, 7 years ago, before we even had kids. And it was very intentionally because we knew that we wanted me to be able to be home with kids when we had them. And what we pretty quickly realized was that it would be possible that I could bring Gary home from his full-time job so we could live life together as a family and always have access to him. I just want you all to know that Gary really loves his job. He wasn't unhappy. We just really wanted to be together. We wanted that time freedom, okay? So in October 2019, Gary's position at work was very unexpectedly terminated by the corporate owners. Okay, so because of what doTERRA has done for us, Gary didn't have to go looking for another job. We decided to step into doTERRA full-time, even though it was sooner than we had expected. So now we spend our days, it makes me smile just thinking about it. We spend our days together as a family, and I set my own work hours to really maximize family time. And I can't even tell you how this has really transformed our relationships, like all 4 of us together, but also individually, our marriage, to have the time freedom to be together, and to work on our parenting and our marriage and things at home. It's honestly hard to put into words, okay? So none of this would have been possible without doTERRA, and I am forever grateful for the opportunity that doTERRA gives to not only love and use our oils, but to earn money doing that, okay?
Yeah, and I just have to throw in that I took 3 weeks off. I packed up my computer and my backpack, and I left town for 3 weeks to help my mom die. And I was able to do that, and I didn't have to check in with the boss. I mean, it was really, really a blessing for me. So, okay, so you're probably thinking, how much time is involved in what these crazy ladies are talking about? You're wondering, could this work for me? how much time would I have to put in to get some money out of this? So it depends on what you really want. If you're interested in that free natural healthcare, which means getting your oils paid for, it's about 3 to 5 hours per week. You would sample people, help them get started, and do some good follow-up, and you would invite them to these classes, our classes and our education. We would help you. If you want to supplement your income, you could look at about 10 to 15 hours per week. So that would be paying for your oils plus some additional cash for whatever you need it for, maybe to help pay down your mortgage like we did, right? And then if you want to replace your income, it's about 15 to 30 hours, give or take, less than 15 hours a week for some, but that's really extra, only three extra hours a day, right? Think about the man digging the pipeline at night. If you were able to give up some of the things you do at night that are like maybe watching TLC, and instead build a business that could change your life forever, wouldn't you want to do that?
A couple more things for you to consider as far as like, could this work for me? Okay, so are you passionate about your oils? Do you love like your oils? Do you believe in your doTERRA products, right? Like you have to be able to want to talk about them all the time, you know, with good, healthy relationship boundaries, of course, okay? Do you care about people? You have to be willing to help people on their wellness journey. That's what we do. That's what this job is about. If being with people makes you kind of want to poke your eyeballs out, this is something for you to consider, okay? So just for a reference point, my mom loves being with people more than I do, and we've all survived this, okay? And the third thing is, can you follow a system? We have a very, very tried and true system that will help you be successful for minimum cost that's really proven, and it honestly works all over the world, all right? So it's kind of like a tell me what I should do and I can do it kind of an attitude, and following that system, that would mean it would be a really good fit, okay?
So if you're still listening, we can tell you the next step. Like Amy said, you want to identify the type of person you are. Are you wanting to live that lifestyle? Fine. That's wonderful. Stay where you are. If you want to share or build with doTERRA, you need to let us know. And then you can attend the Business Made Easy presentation, which we're going to offer later this month. This mosquito's getting me. And we'll offer that online via Zoom. So that calls a little bit of a deeper dive into this thing called residual income and the compensation plan that doTERRA offers. Our job is to help you get connected with us and the tools that will help you reach your goals. You can sign up for daily mentor calls and start learning how to effectively share doTERRA.
Okay, so, and suddenly you just know, here's a quote that I think is good. And suddenly you just know it's time to start something new and to trust the magic of beginnings. I think this is kind of what we all felt on some level as we got started with this. But I honestly hope that that this has inspired you a little bit and maybe encourage some questions. Okay, so really the only favor, this is the only thing I'm going to ask of you. If you would consider yourself somebody who would like to share or build, or even just to live the wellness lifestyle, whichever one of those, live, share, build, any of those are fine, but would you just let your oil girl know? And the reason I asked for this is because our goal number 2 was that you would be able to decide for yourself what you wanted. And we want to be able to care for you well in that, even if you're number 1 who loves to live the lifestyle, okay? So make sure you reach out and you let us know where you feel like you fall, and if you have any other questions. But that's what we have. That's the whole thing. So we hope you have a wonderful evening, that you enjoy the rest of your time, and hopefully we'll all talk soon. All right?
And we have to hang up because Amy's sitting in the dark. The sun has set.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a good evening.